A very warm welcome from the Da Vinci Artist Brush Factory here in Nuremberg, in our little studio which we created for today's event. And we are very proud that you take the time to look what we are presenting here. And we, as a brush company, are especially proud that we have here a very special guest with us for a live talk and a demonstration. Welcome, Rabi Alieva.
Hi guys, I'm really glad to be here. Yeah.
Rabi, what is Rabi? She is a watercolorist, she is a sculpturist, as I learned. She is an influencer, a blogger, she is a mother of 3 children, she is
a multi-talent.
A real multi-talent. Thank you, Tabea, and let me also introduce Tabea. Tabea is social media manager at our company and is also helping to bring this whole thing and event here together.
Yeah. Hi guys. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them on our Instagram channel.
Okay, once again, Rabi, we are really proud that you are here with us and that you take the time to make a demonstration and maybe also to even use the option to bring an impression you got today during the visit of our company to paper. Because I looked a little bit before and I saw that you have a motif chosen, which for us as a brush company is quite familiar, but probably for you it was the first time that you saw something like that live.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really impressed, and I don't know how to express myself to tell what I have seen today. And I also, anyway, I will do a lot of stories and write a blog because it deserves like a big blog article or something that you can permanently see, because I didn't know. So I love Da Vinci brushes, but I love them because I know they are good, and I already use them for like 5 years, and it's like proved with time that they are good. And today I've seen that they are made with love, with hands, with real people, and I was so impressed, and I was like, wow, really? Because it's really with hands. And if you see this photo reference that I choose, it's exactly why you can see that he's so concentrated, and people are happy here, and I know that the one reason why they are happy because they are proud of the product that they are creating. And I told one woman that was making it, I told, you know that you are making artists happy, and she was also so happy to hear that. Yeah, actually it's shortly explained, but the photos will tell you everything, and yeah, I will show it later.
This sounds wonderful and gives us, of course, a very good feeling. But we want to see a demonstration. So, Rabi, I see also that you have already started with a drawing to prepare. And now you will use brushes which were made in to make this and to bring this to a reality. We have said we have about 45 minutes. It's a challenge. So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you have the right tools chosen.
Yeah, it's the best. So I think people who already knows and follows me, they know that this is my favorite brushes. And I will start with Da Vinci Petite Grease Mix. It's for just to cover a big surface and make it just wet, and then I will paint all other details with Mix B. It's a number 2. I think it's a perfect one. Just you can also paint a small details and then a big strokes. And finally, I will do like some final touches, like little accents with a liner Casaneo. So you always ask me which brushes I use, which brushes are in my video. So today you're gonna see exactly which brushes and why and how. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this is for me as a brush maker and as a person who is not a painter, is of course now nice to see how the brushes are used in action. You have starting for the area work with a flat watercolor brush. And of course you have chosen a brush which also takes an enormous amount of water, which helps you to be faster. Because it's a pedigree mix, so it's a mixture of natural and synthetic fiber, and it takes a lot of water. It's very smooth, it's nevertheless quite elastic, and is perfect for the work you are doing with this.
Yeah, I love it. So, I already started. Okay, sometimes I can be really concentrated and you need to tell me 2 times, Rabi, hi, we are talking with you.
And Rabi, if I'm talking too much or you say to me, please shut up for 2 minutes, please say, because we do not really want to disturb you too much also during your work.
No, right now what I'm doing, I'm just pre-wetting the paper, and first step will be wet on wet. And I anyway need some time, so the paper should absorb the water, so we can talk.
Is there anything to say about the paper? Is this a special paper you use, or?
It is a watercolor 100% cotton paper from Hannemühle. It is the collection. I can show shortly.
We have one right behind you. 1 second.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I was painting on this one yesterday, this one. So 300 grams and cold pressed. Yeah. So for this technique, it is important. I always use cotton, 100% cotton. Paper is also important, like brush. So yeah, please use good watercolor paper.
And has this paper a very rough surface, or is it relatively smooth? What kind of surface have you used? Or are you preferring for your work?
So earlier I used like hot press. It's like a smooth surface, but now I'm always painting only on cold pressed. It's like standard. It's okay to paint. It's good to paint landscape and portrait. I think hot press is good for some like illustration, some fine details, but I want to go away from a lot of detailed work, and that's why this one is good for me.
Yeah, and the brush is also the perfect choice, because you have chosen a quite delicate brush, because the hair is relatively soft, but with a smooth surface, this is no problem at all, and it will keep a lot of water, and it will be perfect also for the brush. It will not be any problem, you know. So from that side, a very good decision.
I actually so before I already knew you, I was like visiting. So now I live close to the art store, and there is always a big, huge stand with Da Vinci brushes, and I tried a lot of, and I have also at home a lot of Da Vinci brushes. They are. I think I can also share it in my workshop with everyone, because I have a lot, and I bought it. And when I tried this one, it was like for me very, how to say, practical, because I also can cover the surface, but in the same time, when I'm painting some city landscape, I also can make some straight lines. And
you can use it like a liner, yeah, because it has such a nice painting tip. This is, of course, also a very special feature of that kind of brush, which has the series number 991, and you are painting with a size 16 or 12. It's 16. Yes.
I have bought all of them.
Even better, even better. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you use it like a liner, you need some particular, like when you are painting stones and etc. I'm really art supplies nerd. When I go to art supplies, I always live there.
But listen, Rabi, what kind of customer are you? Are you choosing then your brushes alone in front of the display, or are you waiting and hoping to talk to somebody who gives you good advice?
So with brushes, I actually can see. So I already, when you see brush, you can take it, and you always feel that it's a good product because.
Do you feel the balance? Do you feel the weight?
This is what I.
Do you really look whether it's nice in the balance and whether it will make your hand tired quickly or not? Can you judge this?
Yes, I always do. Actually, this is always it's hard for me to buy something online because I always need to touch. I need to feel it, and if I see, of course you can't always try it with a water, but I already can tell that it's a good brush when you take it just because you can feel the quality. And Da Vinci, I know that you have a lot of brushes, but every artist has some special technique, and everyone chooses something that is perfect for this technique, particular technique. And for me, for portraits, and it's like my universal set that I can use for landscape and portrait.
This is something. Sometimes it's what we are also criticized of, because we have such a huge assortment and it is so difficult to choose, and it makes it not easy. But of course there is so many different techniques, so many different types of colors, so many surfaces, and this leads also to the huge assortment of brushes we have still on offer. Right?
Techniques is a good point, because someone is asking why you've chosen watercolors and not another technique.
To be honest, when I just started to paint, I tried to paint with in another technique, but so I have 2 kids, and they were small 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and of course it was with watercolor is always comfortable. You can sit and start directly to paint. You don't need to wait a lot. It's also it doesn't smell. So for kids, it's
It doesn't have big problems within your flat or something. It doesn't make problems like this.
Yeah, we also had a small apartment. So for me, watercolor was something where I can improve my skills really easy. But I decided that this year I want to at least to paint 2 big picture with oil. It's really I want to do it. I want to try a lot of different things. And today I've seen such a big brush. I was like, I didn't know that these sizes exist. I will show you everything, but it was guys.
Rabi, this was not a watercolor brush.
Yeah.
This was a 50 centimeter wide brush, not really made for watercolor, if I may put it like that.
You don't need to be limited with watercolor. We always can try, but just, I mean, you always can to train your skills with watercolor because it's easy. Like you can take just pencil and paint outside just to build your eyes, how you can see the proportions. But create you can create with acrylic, you can create with oil, with everything. It's just
But aren't a lot of people also saying watercolor seems the easiest technique, but on the other side is one of the most difficult techniques, because it's so difficult to correct, and if there is a mistake, it's difficult to how can I say, to cover it.
It's true. It's transparent, and it means if you did something, it's already will stay there. But I can tell you, with a good watercolor paper, you can fix it. Yeah, it's possible, but you need to. The problem is that a lot of people don't see at the beginning the mistake. But if you see it, if you react quickly, you can change. You can fix it. And just don't be afraid and paint, and in the end we are enjoying the process, and result it's like something that we get for free, but we are enjoy. So for me, for example, the process is more important, and then comes that I have in the end the good picture.
You showed on your Instagram channel that you fixed pictures that were older ones, and you fixed it on the same picture. How did you do that?
So I just painted over. Okay. So it means if you have cotton watercolor paper, you can put one layer and then another one and another one. And yeah, of course, it's not so illuminated after that because every layer takes some light, because we get light when the... Okay, I don't want to go deep into details with physics and how the light works with paper, but yeah, it was... I changed the picture, but if you look at this picture right now, you can see all my efforts. Yeah, that's why I think with watercolor we always like love more something where we can't see the effort that artists made. So that's why I think when I paint without pencil sketch, people are always, wow, how did you do it? But in the end, the picture is maybe not the best one with the right proportion, but they have seen how quickly I did, and this is what people like, I think, appreciate more. So I think I'm talking too much. Okay, guys, I started to...
I think this is quite interesting what you talk about, Rabi. And now you have what you said to me before, your favorite brush in your hand, which is so-called, either you call it a traditional French watercolor brush. We in Germany say it's a Aufholzpinsel. That means the hair is directly made onto the wood and it's bound with wire in the traditional way. And you are having a kind of brush which is made from our composition mix, as we call it, mix B, which is a mixture of synthetic fibers and 4 different natural hairs. And it's very flexible, as you wonderfully show now in your work. It's coming back quickly. It has a strong tip, but it's not the finest tip. We have other brushes in that kind which would have even finer tips. But I think you are quite happy with the tip this brush is developing, right?
I mean, as I already told you that I want to go away from these small details because I had some problem with it. I couldn't stop. So now when I'm working, I try just to catch the main things that I want to show, but details, I'm like just small touches in the end. So I'm really happy.
That's very interesting, because on the other side we have, especially now, a lot of requests from consumers for extra pointed brushes. But of course it depends on the technique, on the style of technique, what you do, whether you really prefer the extra pointed one or whether you will prefer a brush with a tip like you have it here.
So would the brush be the only one if you have to choose just one brush for your artwork?
Yeah, but I think you already know the...
Yeah, I know it.
So so yesterday we were painting also outside. By the way, Nuremberg is amazing city, so you should visit it. It was wonderful, although it was rainy just a bit.
Thunderstorm. It was not really welcoming you too much.
No, yeah.
Right?
It was nice. It was nice, and I wanted. So we were like preparing to go out, and I just wanted to take one brush with me because it's really perfect for my small bag, and yeah. So
Can
outside.
you show your small watercolor case?
Oh yeah, this one and this one. So I actually don't need. So it's enough to paint outside and sketchbook, and yeah. So now I need to work because so I want to tell short for people who is watching just to see what I'm painting. So, for example, here is natural sienna, and so it's just natural sienna here, and my next color is mixed alizarin with orange. So I'm gonna make these highlights here and the half tone and make some bright color, and then I will go to the shadow.
What do you mean by half tone?
Halftone is like the place when the light goes towards the shadow, and this is actually the place where the light, the color plays. Like you can see how bright it is, how red it is. It's like this stage between light and shadow. I always like to highlight this place with colors.
And if you use this brush, you also see that it holds quite a good amount of water, but the water stays relatively long in the brush body, because with the special mixture we made, we try to bring in a good capillarity into the brush body so that the water is not coming out too fast. And I think you also show quite nicely that you do not have to go often to the water glass, but you can still take the color and there is still enough reservoir of water inside to continue working.
I just need, when I need something, it means that I need to change color. But water actually on this stage I already have. It's also on the paper. It's really comfortable. Yeah. So what I'm doing is just now it's pure orange here on this stage, and so because in this place we also need to consider that warm. It is warm or not, because here it's a little bit warm, so I need to work quickly because it already starts to dry.
There are so many lights, of course. that's the point. So should we let you work a little bit and be quiet for a few seconds?
No, you don't need to be quiet, but I can also explain what I am doing. So now
Did you ever, I get this question once in a while, did you ever had a problem with the wires when holding the brush? Do you think it was hurting you, or did you had problems because the wire is a little bit outside the tube? Or did you have never had a problem? Because this is something we are very careful during production, that the wire is really absolutely flat on the tube around, so that people really nearly not feel it. That's a very important point when making these traditional watercolor brushes.
Yeah, and I have seen how the process today. It's true. I've seen, and I never had a problem with it, and yeah, it's really comfortable. And for example, I can use one brush like for a long time, and it never happened something. It's like fist. It's like it was the first day.
Okay.
So.
Do you still have your first Da Vinci brush?
But not with me, but I have it. Yeah. It was also petite grise, but also with
a natural handle.
Yes, yeah.
And this is about how old? 4 or 5 years?
5 years. 5 years.
Well, but if you care for the brushes, if you are really washing them out carefully, if you use sometimes a little refetting soap to keep the hair flexible, then you can have these brushes for years and years and much longer than 5 years. That's absolutely clear. Of course, the more dry you work and the more you work on a rougher surface, the more there is the danger that the tips are painting away. But if you are carefully and using your hands so how can I put it, so smoothly as you do it, then it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, I mean, I paint in these 5 years. There are people that can paint in 5 years just 10 times. Yeah. So for me, 5 years, it's like I painted almost every day. So
with the same brush.
No, so when I met Mix B, I started.
That's a good saying. When you met Mix B, yes.
So I started to cheat on Da Vinci Petite Grise. So we just like. I still have it. I use it, but more often I use this.
Yeah, but this is stronger. It's another kind of hair.
Yeah.
This is why we have, as you know, 5 different types of of these quill brushes, of these wash brushes, because there are different hands, different techniques.
Yeah.
And so you have it from pure natural hair to pure synthetic hair, to longer synthetic hair, to softer synthetic hair. There is a big choice. And they are very popular lately. People really love the traditional make more and more.
Yeah, I know when I'm posting something like video with the brush, where I'm painting with this brush, like every second question is which brush it is. And I'm like, okay, I need to, so now I always try in the description which brush it is, because I know that if I'm not writing it, so I need to answer it. So that's why I just, yeah. I mean, they also can see in the video better how it...
I have to ask this again. Have you been advised to use this, or did you choose this yourself in the shop?
I use it in my. I use it in the shop.
You discovered it from alone.
Yes, it's my discovery.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I was working on my book like 2 years ago, so and I needed new brush. I wanted to try something different because I also needed to write about materials.
What is the name of your book?
I didn't prepare this. I don't know the name of my book now. I know es ist die große Kunst der Aquarellmalerei oder die Kunst. Nein, die Kunst Aquarellmalerei. Also ist es für mich schwierig. Also so I just the name is really long, and I always have some trouble to pronounce.
Of watercolor.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Thank you.
We can put the name down in the comments that the audience will know it. Yeah.
And it was edited in Germany, right?
Yeah.
So and you live in Germany. We should also tell our visitors you live in Munich, just about 2 hours from here by car and 1 hour with a quick train.
Yeah, I live in Munich already 2 years, and but I'm in Germany almost 8 years, I guess. Yeah. So, but my German is still need to be improved. I'm working on it. Yeah.
I thought your German is pretty good.
Thank you. All Germans said it to me, but when I listen myself on the camera, I'm like, oh my God, how can they understand me?
Everybody understands you.
So now I need to wait because it already starts to dry, and so it's actually it dries very quickly, and in this stage it's better not to start because it will not flow so smoothly as it should be. And that's why I will wait. And after that, I will paint the second layer, and and the closes, and yeah.
So are you always waiting to dry it, or do you normally use a pen?
Yeah, I'm so impatient. I can't wait. I even don't wait, and even don't. When I'm at home, my process is so unstructured, and today I wanted to be more like structured, and
you don't ask your husband to use the hairdryer for you?
No. I actually prefer when no one is in the room when I'm so when my kids and my husband, I like to listen music when I'm painting. It's like some special time for me, and so no one should be there. And if I screw up, no one sees, so I can just start another one.
So your mind is traveling.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm waiting. But I actually can start, I guess, with background, because on the background, it's like I can make it.
So if I look at your collection, you have a flat brush for the area work, you have your, how can I say, bread and butter favorite brush for most things, and then you have a liner. And the liner you have chosen, of course, for the details. And what I think is quite interesting, that you use, again, a very traditional tool, which was invented maybe 150 years ago. And many people say, I think the Italian name is wonderful. It's un pennello conservatorio. Is like a fountain pen, because it has in the back it has like a tank which holds a lot of water, and in the end you have a very fine tip, so you can make very long lines. You do not have to go back to the color, and you can really make very fine details non-stop. And this is a very interesting mix you put here together, which is also quite unusual, I would say.
Yeah, I can show exactly which brush it is, like here.
Yeah, it's the Casaneo 5599, a mixture of two different synthetic fibers. The tank fibers, the shorter fibers, are wavy synthetic fibers which take a lot of color and a lot of water and can hold the color quite nicely. And the fibers in the middle are extra fine, straight synthetic fibers which make a really nice point and which are quite elastic.
Yes, it's true. I'm just so concentrated. By the way, I started to paint background, and yes, I'm painting it with the flat brush, and I hope it will.
A color which I think you like personally quite a lot.
Yeah, this is my favorite colors. It's Pinot Gray and Helio Turquoise color. I love it. It's I have also a lot of furniture at home with this color. I don't know how long it will be. Like, I still love this color, but I think already like last 2 years I'm using a lot this background. And guys, if you always ask me which color I use for the background and how I do it, so this is actually where you can see it, which color and how. So for example, so we don't need focus to be on the background, and that's why I want to make this transition here, for example, very smooth, and it will be painted wet on wet. So I choose, like, I took a lot of pigments. Here is less water and a lot of pigment. That's why I have such a strong color here. And here I will just make some light color here for the contrast. Take it. So here I'm using another blue color, blue shade. It's ultramarine. So it's actually the same color all the time, but sometimes it's like more ultramarine and sometimes it's more Pinot Gray. So you can play always with the color. So quiet.
Well, it's impressive how good you can explain, how well you explain all of this during your work. And you can tell that you are also a pretty good teacher, Rabi, because it's not easy to concentrate on the two things at the same time. And this is chapeau, as the French say.
Yeah, but I need to mention that if I won't talk, I will paint better.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's always like this. I know I also have seen a lot of artists giving workshops. It's always the same, and that's why artists prefer to paint on the workshop something that they already paint a lot of times, that they automatically can talk and paint. Yeah, it's actually not always easy, but so, for example, I'm painting for the first time, so I didn't practice. I wanted yesterday, but I didn't have time. But it's anyway spontaneous painting, and it's good.
And we took all of your time with questions and
no, it's good. It was
trying to escape the rain.
No, I was, so I didn't want to stress myself also at night and to paint. So I enjoyed the evening. So here I will paint it as well at the same time. But now I'm using burnt sienna to make the color warmer. What I like in watercolor, it's like some transition contrast. For example, we make contrast with a color, but you also can make the contrast with age. For example, here we have some blur edges, here we have some hard edges, and I think it makes the picture look more interesting and people want to watch, and it also gives some dynamic to the picture because not everything is perfect. Yeah, but it's just my opinion. There are a lot of like exact painting, great pictures, detailed and they're realistic. It is we always use some styles that always like it's closer to us, to our personality. So this is something that is close to me.
So is
not to be perfect.
Is this then your handwriting in a way?
Yeah.
Your kind of typical feature for rubbing watercoloring, or how would you describe this?
Yeah, I think a lot of people already, so many artists do it because it's obvious that it looks more interesting when you have something like sharp and something blurred. I don't know what is my feature. I think that the way how I paint is like that without pencil sketches, but the pictures, well, they are so. So it's better not to ask what I think about my painting because I'm so self-critical person. So I will just say, oh, it's not good. There, I need to change something. Yeah, it's better when someone is talking about my painting.
Yeah, because you are quite perfectionist, probably.
Yeah, I am. So with the face,
do you have a favorite painting from every painting you have ever made? It's one of what's your favorite painting you've ever made?
Yeah, I gave it today, like a present. It was my favorite one.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, what a pleasure for the Da Vinci Artist Brush Factory to get such a wonderful present and gift then.
No, it was not this one, this Perugia. I think people also know that Perugia with a good perspective. So it's just in the, I took another one, I just was like, yeah. And in Perugia, I've heard there are the best eyes.
Yeah, this is Herman's opinion. I think my family had the best ice cream ever in Perugia, but this is quite a long time ago. But on the other side, the light in Italy, and especially in that area, is so wonderful in summer that, of course, this is also perfect for watercoloring or things like that.
Yeah, it's always in Italy. You always can also find some plots on inspiration to paint, and also I think because it's not just about Italy. It's because we are on vacation in Italy. So if someone will come to Germany on vacation when you don't need to care about a lot of things, you always can find inspiration because you are on vacation mood. So maybe that's why the ice cream was good.
Of course, and the more often you talk about, the better the ice cream gets.
Yes, true. So now I'm waiting. So I always think where to start to paint because with watercolor you always need to keep in mind in which stage is your paper. So now I'm waiting till it completely dries, but in the same time I can make some nice. Can you? Yeah, so people can see. Yes, my table. Yeah.
Not at the moment.
Because I want to show some magic.
Camera 2.
Yeah.
Now it's fully there.
So I just will sprinkle with the water. And you can see that in this stage it's really good to do. You can see it started to push water away. Yeah, it's a special thing. So you always need to keep in mind what is going on here, in which stage is color here. Yeah, but this is my way how I paint. Some people like more structured or that they like to hold in control something, of course they just start to paint face and then start to paint background, and but there are no rules. You always can do how you feel is right, how it is good for you and for your painting. And so in my classes, I also, even I'm teaching how to do something, I always add, but this is my way. You need to find your way how to do it, so, because there is, in art, there is no rule. So.
And how do you know if the paper is ready for the next step?
This is actually the most challenging thing in watercolor, because it is what I can't teach. This is what people need to learn by doing, by experience.
So it's routine, it's experience, as you say, to judge whether you can make the next step or not.
So each paper is different, and the atmosphere is also different. You just watch to the surface. For example, now I can see it's I can see it's glowing, like I know there is still water. Here I can feel that it's still cold. It means that the water is inside the paper. So the surface is already dry, but we can't start to paint, because I still, if I start to paint right now, I will just wash off the old pigments. So that's why I need to wait. And this is actually the problem, because people think, okay, it's dry, and they start to paint, and then you get dirt, and your previous layer is already...
And then you get disappointed.
Yeah, but so you just touch with your hand.
Wrist.
Yeah, and yeah, just feel it. For example, here I know it's already dry, this hand and this one, but here is because I painted already a lot with the water, I still need to wait. But while you are waiting, you always can add something somewhere, because I hate to wait. It's my problem. I need to fix it. I need to work on it. So, for example, I also work on my... So I'm learning to be patient, and that's why I try to paint some detailed flowers, because I know that with flowers you need to be delicate always. So I try to learn. So my motto is always improving your skills.
Do you have a favorite kind of motif? Do you like portraits or landscape, or is there anything you prefer when you do watercolor, or what? How would you see that, Rabi?
So there are two different types. Like so, I have some inspirational spark when I'm outside. I have seen the mountains, the lake, the water reflection light, and I always like eager to go home and to start to paint, because it was amazing what I have seen, and I just want to paint, and I can't like control it. It's not because I like to paint landscape, but it's just so amazing that you want to express yourself on the paper. Yeah. This is one thing, but another one is when I want to tell something. For example, I have some insight, so I have understand something, and I have some thoughts that I want also to share, and I think it's a good meaning behind it is, so I can write a text, and then I have some picture in mind, and then I paint. But my favorite one is people. So it's I love to paint people, and people are amazing. So, and emotions. So it's yeah. When I'm outside, I'm like staring at the people when they have also interesting faces, and I'm like. So 2 days ago, I met one guy in Munich, and on the marketplace, and I asked him if I can make photo of him, because he was so cool. Yeah, I can tell I'm an artist, and can I make photo? But if you're not artist, don't do it. It's weird.
Did he agree?
Yes, he was happy.
You see?
Yeah, I was like, here my Instagram. I'm really artist. I'm not a stalker. I just need photo. I'm gonna paint you.
Well, Sabia just shows me that 45 minutes have already
really?
gone, so we are really, the time is flying here. I think you didn't really have the time to try the liner because you were not at the stage yet, but that's how it is. It is for us most interesting to listen what you say while painting.
Yeah, I think we could watch you all day long. Yes. And we will never get bored.
So I thought it was just 5 minutes. Oh my God.
It feels like, yeah.
So what we're gonna do? Guys, I will finish this painting and I will also show it the results after that. And yeah, you can paint after me and show what you have painted. And yeah, it was really nice to talk. And I just want to continue to paint.
Well, Rabi, I mean...
yes, I know.
Why not? On the other side, are there more questions which are coming?
Yeah, how do you keep motivated in painting? Or do you have any downs? Or I was always motivated?
So, of course, in painting, I don't have the time when I'm down, but I'm real person, so of course I have time when I have some trouble, some problem, or I feel tired. And but the thing is, when I feel bad and when I feel tired, when someone will give me paper and brush, I will have some power to paint, and it will give me actually the power. So when I'm down, the painting is something that always helps me to find the peace. And that's why I guess I like to paint emotions so much, because it's like my therapy.
But isn't that a wonderful saying? Paintbrushes make you happy.
Yes, it's all I need.
We didn't know that we are a happiness factory here.
Yes.
We always thought we are an artist brush factory.
I think we've made many people happy during lockdown. And
yes, yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of people who started to paint during lockdown, and it really they are telling that they feel better, and now they can't stop, although they can go outside and do something. It's like now they are like addicted.
Well, I think this is a very good word to finish this. Our technicians show me time is over. Rabi, mille gracias. Thank you very much. Vielen Dank for this wonderful talk together. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you liked it a little bit here in Nuremberg. And who knows, maybe we do something similar again in the future. Thank you, and all the best. And thank you, Tabea, for all your help. And I say thank you. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. My name is Herman, and I am the managing director of the Da Vinci Artist Brush Company. And I'm very happy that this was possible today. Thanks to our technicians, and all the best. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I'm talking still. I'm really honored to be here, and I'm really proud to be brand ambassador of Da Vinci. So thank you.
Proud to have you as
thank
brand
you.
ambassador.
So
thank you.
Yes, thank you for the invitation, and not just a little bit and not just a lot. It's like it was amazing time in Nuremberg, and yeah, thank you one more time, and thank you guys for watching and for your questions. Bye bye.
Bye bye.